What is up, Snarf Gang? It's your boy Snarf Brownie, and today I'm going to be reviewing Baki the Grappler Volume 1. Apparently I got a limited edition foil print cover. It's got this little slide-off thing. It says 100 million copies sold. Probably just throw it away, honestly, but I use it as a bookmark. And if you take a look at this here, it has a dust jacket. That's what it looks like underneath. So, it's kind of cool. Baki, if you don't know what it's basically about these guys that all want to be the strongest guy on Earth, and they just beat the shit out of each other with sometimes kind of ridiculous moves and like stuff like that. But this is where it started, and our main character here is Baki. His goal is to become the strongest man on Earth, obviously, but he basically just goes around fighting like the best people from like a certain thing. Like at the very beginning of this, he goes to a karate tournament as a white belt, and he basically like blazes through a bunch of opponents. So you get to see him like just go around fighting people from different disciplines and stuff. It's pretty cool. There's an anime on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, it's pretty hilarious. And Baki's a pretty what's the word? One-minded character. You know, he just really thinks about fighting, and that's just about it. And you get to see him brutalize opponents. There's like there's some pretty like underhanded, I'd say, techniques characters use in this. Like they'll go for groin shots, eye gouges, biting, like stuff like that. So if you're into like no holds barred fighting, shonen stuff like that, this is probably for you. Honestly, I would give the story probably like a 8 or 9 out of 10. It's not like a super crazy story or anything. It's just like exactly what you'd want out of a shonen. A bunch of super skilled, tough dudes that want to be the best, just going at each other, and mad respectable, honestly. So if you just kind of like mindless fighting pretty much without a reason, that I would definitely recommend this. I've seen the show and I really liked it. I read the manga and I really liked it. But this one, the manga starts a little bit earlier in Baki's journey, I think, than the show does. Because in Baki, there's this underground fighting like ring, basically, where like all the people that fight in like tournaments and like boxing, like whatever, like all those people, they're kind of like lower than this. This is like the peak of fighting, is this underground fighting club where it's like even just straight up killing your opponent is allowed, like a crazy shit like that. And you get to see Baki like challenge himself against the people above the underground first. And I don't know if this is too much of a spoiler, but one of the reason he wants to become the strongest man in the world is to surpass his father, who is the current strongest man in the world. So yeah, that's Baki the Grappler Volume 1. I would give the art
probably like a 6 or 7 out of 10.
It's good art. All I really got to say about it, but it's not super impressive art or anything. It's just good, consistent art. One thing I will say that makes the art not super top tier is sometimes since it's just black and white, sometimes the effects they'll use for like certain moves of like limbs spinning around or like flipping over like that, it can make it sometimes hard to tell exactly what's happening unless you like really squint and look at it for a second. But I'm that stuff like that typically improves as the series goes on, especially for a series like this. So
that was my Baki review. Tell me what you think.